I want to give you a list. So, and then I'll reveal the list. But in
Okay.
reading Greene's Catholic novels, I think all of this is can hold up, and then I'll reveal the list. But he is often putting over against one another in tension or in contrast. Definition versus mystery, ruling, serving, fault finding, appreciation, behavior modification versus inner appropriation, coercion versus conscience, commands versus invitations, withdrawal versus integrated, triumphalism versus humiliation. That list, I think uh, overwhelmingly, you can write article after article on what he did in these books on that list. But that's not a list about his books. That is a list of
Hmm.
what Richard John Neuhaus said that John O'Malley was trying to achieve in his book, in his historical writings upon Vatican II, and what happened in the church in moving from pre-Vatican II to Vatican II and post-Vatican II. This was the goal of the council. Now, Neuhaus was disputing whether O'Malley was accurate. He loved reading O'Malley, thought he was a lot of fun. He actually thought, O'Malley lean left, and Neuhaus would be more in line with Matthew Lamb and Levering. But I found it fascinating to think about these terms in regard to Greene, because this is exactly what he's getting at. He's saying there's a definition. And so the heart of the matter is where it's really the clearest. And the heart of the matter is so incredible because at the end of the book, when Scobie goes to write, he's going to commit this suicide. There are these handcuffs above his desk as he writes. And he is locked in, handcuffed by Catholicism, which will not allow him to give his heart to others. And he is going to do this act, which is an unpardonable sin in Catholicism. And Greene is more or less saying this is what the strict definition, this is what morality by seminarian rule of thumb has brought Catholics to in certain respects. And so Greene does this unthinkable thing. He has this Catholic commit suicide in order to find peace and salvation.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
it's absurd on one level,
Right.
but on the other hand, it's a fictional way of exposing the tension of what was going on in Catholicism.
Sure. Yeah. So we see these aren't, again, not just books for entertainment or for plot twists and surprise, but these elements within the book are meant to be the occasion for wrestling with theological themes in a way that would otherwise be somewhat inaccessible. Not totally inaccessible, but when you address things through fiction in this way, your brain can get a different handle on the issue, and you're forced to address themes and things from a different vantage point, a different perspective, whereas pure, scholastic attempts to address some of the issues are just not going to get to them from the same vantage point. They're not going to access things on that level.